black man, cisgendered male, follically challenged with salt and pepper hair and a goatee. Neighborhood Church creates and grows an inclusive community of faith connected by love, spirit, and service. We acknowledge our presence on the ancestral and unceded territory of the Gabrielino Tongva peoples, the traditional caretakers of the lands and waters of this campus. With respect to the rights and wisdom of Indigenous people, we acknowledge our harmful colonial histories and commit to decolonizing our own practices, to learning new ways of being in community and with each other, in good relationship with the Indigenous people of this land and with the land itself. Today's service is led by Senior Minister Reverend Dr. Omega Burkhart, with music by Music Director Dr. Zenaida Robles and Associate Music Director Wells Lang, and our Neighborhood UU Church Choir. Please take a moment to silence your devices as we begin our service. Families with young children are always welcome in the sanctuary, and there is additional seating in the entry foyer or narthex. And I have two brief announcements for you. First, please join us today after service for a congregation-wide picnic. If you came unprepared, that is okay, because we have tacos, and tacos make everything better. The suggested donation is $5, and we should have plenty of drinks for everyone. Due to the heat, indoor spaces are available for you to enjoy your meal and the company. The next Esperanza trip to Tijuana, Mexico is scheduled for October 18th through 20th. Join Neighborhood Church members and friends for a weekend of heartwarming labor and community building. Sign-ups will be on the patio after service on September 15th and 22nd. No construction experience is required. The trip is open to ages 14 plus, and volunteers must have an up-to-date passport. Please email Trace Izzard if you have any additional questions. And we have one more announcement from Reverend Omega.
I don't often get to give announcements, so I'm going to relish this moment a little bit. I wanted to highlight today the program that we refer to as Chalice Circles. If you're not familiar with it, this is one of the ways that Unitarian Universalists gather for spiritual formation. This once a month meeting, it is a facilitated meeting, really intended to help you dive into your faith journey wherever you are. Also is a fantastic way to get to know people at church. And I'm giving a little bit of a personal testimony because long before I was ever a minister, the way I became involved at my home congregation at the First Unitarian Society of Milwaukee was someone invited me to participate in a chalice circle. So you never know where it's going to lead you. I participated in chalice circles for several years. I then became a member of the steering committee, and the rest is history. It's tremendously important. We're starting up a new year of chalice circles. It is a church year commitment. We have sign-ups today out on the patio. Nancy Collins, Nancy, raise your hand. There we go, there we go. And other folks, it's a whole team of folks. Matt Vasco also is a great person to talk about chalice circles with. If you have any questions, you can see them on the patio today or next week. The sign-ups continue. Thank you.
And more extensive announcements, as well as our order of service this morning, are available as a link in the Sunday email. Our order of service is also visible by scanning the QR code on the back of your hymnal with your phone camera. Again, welcome to Neighborhood Church, whoever you are and wherever you are on your spiritual journey. Welcome to this inclusive faith community connected by love, spirit, and service.
What a joy it is to be with you this morning. And it is a good morning. It is a good morning. I am the Reverend Dr. Omega Burkhardt. I'm the Senior Minister of Neighborhood Unitarian Universalist Church. In a practice of welcoming and inclusion, you will hear us periodically introduce ourselves with a visual description. That is for our beloveds here with us today, and for those who are joining online. We're glad that you are with us too. For those of us who need a visual description, I am a large white woman of average height with silvering long hair, and I wear it with bangs. I'm femme presenting. I wear gold jewelry in my nose and in my ears. Today I'm wearing my glasses, which is great because I can see. And I am also today wearing my black ministerial robe with a colorful stole in the colors of stained glass and water. Earth and air, flame and water, we call to these sacred elements today, elements of our being, elements of our world of which we are a part, elements that represent and also create the cycles of our lives. Earth that nourishes the birth of mycelium and the pine tree. Earth that holds our roots in place and provides our eternal blanket when we pass. Stardust made organic, nutritive, mountains, and also the landslides into the ocean. Air that enters our lungs, blows breeze through the trees, carries pollen on the wind, and yes, also fans the wildfires. The cool, damp air scented with salt in the spring and the dry, dust-laden air of the summer. Flame of passion, flame of wildfire, flame that destroys and then prepares the soil for the new growth that follows. Flame that cooks our food, and fire of the funeral pyre. Flame takes life, and it gives us life, the flame of our chalice. And water. Water, life giver, rivers that we dip our toes into, ocean waves that crash on our shores. Waters gush forth with the birth of new babes, and also the water of our tears that wet our cheeks as we sit at the bedsides of our beloveds who are transitioning in death. Water of the snowflake and the rain that quenches that dusty soil in late autumn. Today we gather, we are gathered in a celebration of this community. Whether this is your 3rd or 30th year, you are welcome here. We gather in our becoming. We gather in a cycle, like the water cycle, a distant rumble of thunder, rain soaking the ground and gathering together in a stream, then a river to the ocean, a united community. So today let us celebrate life-giving water. Today let us celebrate this life-giving community. I invite you to center yourself in this moment. We will center our arrival in this place and time together. We are gathered in, and I invite you to find yourself here in this time, here in this place. Notice what you have brought with you in your hearts, in your minds, in your hands today, and how it accompanies you. Set down what you can and hold what you need to. Find yourself seated here comfortably, your back straight, your diaphragm open to the breath that centers you in this space. Your shoulders back, top of your head stretching to heaven above, the soles of your feet stretching to the heavens below. Let us breathe in together for a moment and breathe out. Waves of breath in and out. And in we are gathered. Come, let us worship together this morning.
Please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing our opening hymn, number 122 in the gray hymnal, Sound Over All Waters.
Each Sunday, our congregation dedicates 100% of its contributions to a 501c3 organization or a neighborhood church-based social justice activity that is making a difference in our community and in our world. Each selected guest organization aligns with our community's mission and values and is nominated by church members who are often longtime volunteers and supporters of these change-making organizations. You can donate in one of two ways. You can use your cell phone to donate by texting on the number on the screen, or if you prefer to donate in person, there is a donation box in the back behind the center row and in the narthex entryway on the table. Please extend help to those in your neighborhood who may need assistance reaching the donation box. If you wish to make a payment towards your pledge or contribute to church operations, make a note in the subject line or use an envelope available at the donation box. There are many ways we love and support our community, and today's funds from the Sharing the Plate go to the Minister's Discretionary Fund. This fund is used to support members and friends of the neighborhood church community in times of need, whether for bills, groceries, gas, or money for medications. The fund can be used to help with scholarships for a youth or an adult to attend conferences, as well as it's funded solely from designated voluntary contributions. We thank you for sharing with this community.
have a reading for you this morning, and then we will have Matt Vasco come up and invite us into an activity. So get ready. We're going to have a little audience participation today. Rain falls upon the surface of the earth. So write my colleagues, the Reverend Molly Hush-Gordon and Jamila Batchelder. Rain falls upon the surface of the earth, and pulled by gravity, each drop begins to flow downhill. Drop merges with drop, flowing together into a trickle, a streamlet, then a creek, a mighty river, all flowing onward. Some of the water seeps down into the earth itself as groundwater or deep aquifers, where it will stay for days or years or even millennia until it's pulled up again by tree roots, wells or springs, geysers, rejoining that dance of water, flowing, flowing, and flowing on. The water flows on until it collects in ponds and lakes and seas and vast oceans. And all the while the sun's rays warm that water. We are experiencing it now, calling it back into vapor so light that it can rise up, up, and up, each molecule moving on its own again, rising into the higher atmosphere, buoyant and swirling up to where the air grows cool and the water vapor slows and cools and begins to turn again back to droplets. Droplets find droplets and join together again and again, forming clouds, growing heavier and heavier until at last the weight of them pulls everything down again, and the rain falls on the surface again. Everywhere on earth, at every moment, something in this cycle is happening, cycles upon cycles, falling, flowing, sinking, transforming, rising again and again and again. So I invite you to participate in this as a wave. What does a wave look like? Raise your arms if you are able and interested. Make a wave of water. Wave of water. Now make the motion of the rain falling. Rain falling, rivers flowing. I think we have some of those in Southern California. That's what they've told me. Now that water is sinking down into the earth. And now the vapors rise back up into the clouds. Perfect. Our planet has all the water it will ever have and has ever had. This water cycle has been spiraling around and around and around for 4 billion years, but who's counting? This means that the water we gather in this annual ritual today comes from all over the world and also across from all time on earth. The water we gather today has traveled through the root systems of trees, long since returned to the soil. It has burst from geysers that ceased spraying millennia ago and flowed down rivers that have changed courses entirely over billions of years. This morning, we also remember that the water cycle doesn't only involve rivers and plants and clouds, but also creatures. The water cycles through us too, coming in and out of our bodies in many different ways. That means that the molecules of water that you gathered from perhaps your home or the beach that you went to, they could have been tears of joy or sorrow cried by the first person who ever felt love or heartbreak. Or the water from the church sink. Perhaps you filled up a vessel this morning. It contains molecules that were once in the best chicken soup someone had ever had, or in the sweat of the people who built this church or our town, or in the blood of the mothers that birthed our grandmothers, 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 or even in dinosaur pee. You never know. Where else can we imagine that the water has come from? Go ahead and shout out a few places. Where could that water have come from that you brought with you today? Snow. We have that? Ice. Comets. Ooh. Debenneville. Perfect.
Steam off the Eiffel Tower.
The steam off the Eiffel Tower. Okay. Fantastic. So as we gather all of these waters together in our community, let us remember that they connect us to everything. They connect us to Debenneville and the comets and to the Eiffel Tower. We are connected to everything that has ever been and to everything that will ever be. We are all connected through the power of the water that is here. Matt, would you like to come on up?
May I have all of the children and youth forward for a time for all ages, please? Come right up. I'm going to have you help us lead something today. You're our rain choir. So rain choir. Come this way. You stay right down here. Okay, this is our rain choir.
Come on up. Come on up. Come
Come
on
on
up.
up.
Kids can bring their adults too if they would like.
Sure, yeah.
If that's better.
Don't be shy.
Hi, buddy.
And if you are shy, bring your adult.
And adults, if you're shy, bring your child. All right.
Okay, so the children and youth and Reverend Omega are going to lead us in a rain-making experience here.
It's hot, y'all. Now, many of you know this. I'm starting my second year here with you. Now, last year when I started, everyone said, oh, it never rains in Southern California in August and September. And yet, I think the first 6 weeks I was here, it rained every weekend. It hasn't rained in months. And my upper Midwestern heart misses thunderstorms. So we're going to create one together today. Zenaida and the choir are going to help. You all are going to help, and you all are going to help too, okay? So what we're going to do first is practice, okay? So first we're just going to practice for a second. Rub your hands together like this. Great. Okay, we'll stop that for just a second. Now for some of us, this is a little more challenging. That's okay. Some of us are still learning this skill to snap. Okay. Great. Okay. And now just 1 or 2 times hit the top of your legs. Fantastic. Okay, we're going to create a rainstorm together. And what we're going to do is we're going to start up here. You all will lead. Okay. And we're going to lead with the first sound. And then I'm going to point to this section, and you're going to follow with the same sound they're making. And then you all will start. And then you all will start. And then you all will start. And then we'll start with the second sound. And I'll have you all lead us off, and we'll go around the room again. Is everyone ready? Okay. So first, Beautiful.
Let's give our rain-making youth choir a big round of applause. You can go back to your seats.
If you brought water for our water communion this morning, I invite you now to get it out. If you did not, that's just fine. We have water here on this table. There's also water available on a table in the entryway or narthex. You make the water that you brought with you sacred by blessing it here. This vessel of water was gathered last year from what you brought to the altar. After our service, I did boil it with love and stored it for use this year. I will add that to our vessel today. The remaining water after the service last year, James Coombs, your board president, and I poured it on the plant that you gifted me when I was called to be your senior minister. And this year I will do the same with the water that is collected after our service. During our ritual today, there will be 2 vessels that will remain empty of water, here and here. The first represents the emptiness for the families of those who were murdered in yet another school shooting this week. And the second vessel will stand empty as a symbol of the tragedies of the lives taken by Hamas and of the millions of Palestinians who are currently being denied safe access to water in Gaza. So at this moment, we will join in our water communion today. If you have water, please take it out and hold it in your hands. If you brought water for your whole family, I would invite, if you can reach your family, to all touch the vessel of water, whether that comes in jar, water bottle, can, or baggie. I saw walking in also. Say with me as your hand is on your water, this water is sacred. We will unite all of these waters from our collected vessels here as we listen to the music. As you rise and approach, please make way for folks who are returning to their seats. And if you would like some additional assistance, you don't prefer to get up, raise your hand, and please look around, invite folks around you to carry their water for them if they need it. So rise in body or spirit and bring your waters to the altar. We'll form various lines leading to the table here. Join me in a blessing this morning of this water, written in part by my colleague Ranwa Hamami. This water is sacred. May it continue to flow through this community with the shining reflections and the unique gifts that flow through each of our members. Please respond, this water is sacred. May it continue to nurture this community with sustaining hope that we journey together through ripples of growth and change. This water is sacred. May it continue to bless this community with loving reminders of our collective responsibility to one another and the world. This water is sacred. May its ripples be a reminder that the changes and growth within this community bring movement and transformation to the world beyond our doors. This water is sacred. In moments when the reservoirs of our hearts and spirits are drained by sorrow and pain, may it nourish us with the knowledge that we are surrounded by deep and abundant love. This water is sacred. May it be so.
Please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing our closing hymn, number 1064, Blue Boat Home.
What abundance to be drifting here with our ship companions. I invite you, if you haven't done so, to take a look around with your hand on your heart, a smile on your face. This is a life-saving, life-giving community, and we are made better for it. The water is sacred It flows through us, connects us to everyone and to everything that has ever been. God, Goddess, Godex, Spirit of life, God of many names and no name at all. Spirit of life, ocean and sea, river and pond, raindrops and morning dew. What grace your presence is among us. My colleague, Jade Kaiser, reminds us grace in the form of water. May we live in gratitude through our posture and our action. May we be faithful in returning land to its tenders and returning to right relationship with our own creaturely bodies. Our own creaturely bodies, returning our attention to one another and this planet, that life may flourish locally and globally. May it be so. Amen.